Well, hello, my berries. It's me, Darkberry 32, and today I am coming to you with our first Dear Darkberry letter. I told you guys that I want to start following what I think the Lord has for me to do, and that is to help people. I realized that last week, and so I said to all of my subscribers, if you have any kind of situations that you're going through in your life and you need like a personal girlfriend, I am the one that wants to help you through whatever it is you're going through. So let's go ahead and get started, because I think this is going to be pretty long, so I want to go ahead and tell you guys what we got here. So we got a letter. It's from a female, and she says, I will try to be brief, but basically I am in the beginning stages of a divorce from my husband. I did not realize this process was going to be emotionally harder than I expected. We have been married for 10 years, but been together for 15 years. They have 3 children. She wants some type of advice on the process, on going through this process, and how she can keep her wits about herself, which I totally understand. They've decided to do an uncontested divorce, and they're trying to keep things peaceful because of the kids, which is very smart. I commend them both on that. And just so you know, the reason for the divorce is for her husband committing adultery or infidelity. But he denies it. He doesn't want to come clean with it, and she's asked him time and time again, just come clean with me. She wants to know. She's hurt, she's frustrated, and she's pissed off. And partially she feels stupid. I understand all these feelings that she's going through. She's 43 years old, and she's ready to move on with her life. Also, I just want to let you guys know that he has this job where he travels a lot, and he has like 40 different associates that he has to deal with. So when he gets incoming calls, she don't know if they're personal or work related. So, but either way, I say, first of all, let's start off by saying, I want to say this because I want to help people honestly and truthfully. So let's all become in agreement. If you're watching this, let's all come together in agreement that what I'm about to tell her is coming from the Lord. That I'm working for him to help her and to help whoever needs this advice. Okay, let's be in agreement on that. That's first and foremost. It's very important. Okay, first, you're saying that there's another part in here where she's saying, she should have known, or she shouldn't even went through with it because, she had some kind of feelings. I say first and foremost, kind of follow that gut feeling. Myself personally, I've been through 2 divorces. The first one was hard. It was to my children's father, and it was so difficult to get through. I felt all those emotions. I was frustrated. I was pissed off. I was mad. I was sad. I just didn't know which way to go. Like, it was the most devastating thing that happened. And it's like, for me, I don't know about you, but for me, I wanted my marriage to work regardless. You're going to get some people, that tell you, girl, you should have left him a long time ago. And girl, they can't, with all of that. Because if they're not in your shoes, then they can't tell you what you should have did. And as far as I'm concerned, this is your journey. This is your journey, and it's going to be a journey. I am not going to sit up here and lie and say, oh, well, all you got to do is this, and everything is going to be okay. No, it is a step-by-step process. The first step for me was going to the Lord with it. Once I started figuring out that I don't think my marriage is going to work, and I tried all kinds of things without the Lord. I would go and get the wedding album and tell him to look at the album, and, maybe that would shock him back into, wanting to stay with us or stay with me. And so, I would do all these different tricks, and, well, if you come home, I'll cook your favorite meal, or, and then when he would come home, y'all have big old welcome signs like he was coming back, and, because he would say different things to me, and it would make me believe that there's hope, and that's the one thing you never should give up on. Like, there is always hope in, your marriage getting reconstructed and being salvageable, and that the Lord can work on, and you guys can just, ride off into the sunset. But then there's also times where you have to come to grips with your reality and your gut. If you don't feel like you can live with this, then I say don't live with it. But what you need to be in search of is peace. Oh, that word, you have to be in search of peace throughout this whole thing, because it can get ugly. And I know you said y'all are trying to do uncontested because y'all want it peaceful for the kids, and that's a great idea. I really commend you guys on that, especially if you're on one accord, because it gets to the point where the person that, it's like it just gets ugly. I remember my brother told me that. He says, you know what, it's going to get ugly. I know you want it to be peaceful, but it's going to get ugly. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to you, but even when it got ugly, I had my mind stayed on the Lord. Because, honey, let me tell you, I was getting a lot of advice. A lot of advice, you know. Oh, you ought to do this to him, or you ought to cuss him out, or you ought to do this. And I'm like, I don't have to do that. And the reason why I knew there was two reasons I knew I didn't have to do that. One, I knew the Lord had my back. And two, that I will get rewarded for acting right. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, for myself, it was hard. It really was. I'm going to be honest and truthful. And, you know, you said I should have known. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, hindsight is 20/20. No, we've all been through it too. And that's another thing. I was getting advice from people like, girl this and girl that. I'm like, everybody has gone through it. Everybody has made a fool out of themselves behind a man. But I know for you, you've already made that one step by saying you want to get on with your life. And I think that is great. I commend you on that. Go and search your peace. Like I said, if you got yourself in a Bible-based church, like for myself, that was my key role. I had a girlfriend that introduced me to Lakewood. And because of Lakewood, I kind of came out of it. I could feel myself coming out of it because the sermons were for me. I practiced whatever they preached. I actually practiced them, you know, the positive thinking and all of that. That helped me out a lot. And then I just started to kind of get into my own, and as far as working and all of that kind of stuff. When it happens like that, I think it happens I think stuff like this happens as far as a test from the Lord. I think he has something greater in store for us, and I think he tests out our marriage. I really, truly believe that he tests out relationships, okay? And that if the person fails that relationship, then, you know, it's because he's trying to let you know that I got something greater out there for you. Now, the Lord don't like divorce. He frowns on it. We know that. He doesn't like it. But in this day and time, it does happen. It happens. So go in search of peace. Practice like that positive meditation. You know, tell yourself it's going to be a great day. Because I used to tell myself, today's going to be a great day. I would get up and I would just feel so good. I'm like, oh, if he calls, I'm not answering that phone. I don't care. It don't matter. And I would have a great day. Then there was days that I had to cry. I had to. And, ooh, those good cries, you would just feel so good. And I lived out of town at the time. I didn't live here with my family. So what I would do, I had friends, and I would go over to their house, and I said, could you please look after my babies? They were little. And I'll say, can you look after them? And I said, I'm going up into your bedroom, into another bedroom, and I need to let it out. And I would just sit there and cry and cry and pray and cry and pray and cry. Then I come down feeling better. Okay, now I can take care of my children. It's time to go on. Now, my mom also gave me a piece of advice, and she told me, she says, you need to get yourself together, baby, because you don't want them to take your children away. Now, I didn't know if that was going to happen or anything like that, but that really straightened me out too, because I was like, I mean, every day, y'all, at one time, I was just depressed. Like, I was sad. I won't say depressed, because, you know, people use that term depressed, and, you know, I know it's a clinical term, so I didn't have to use any kind of medicine or anything to get me out of it. I was sad. I was sad because my marriage was over, and I was married to this man for 10 years. And I'm like, why, Lord, why? But I know because I went through that, I'm able to help you. I'm able to help you. And I'm stronger because of it. Because I actually told my ex-husband, I can't make it without you. Now, you know the Lord probably had a field day with that one. So, look, I mean, I learned how to buy a home on my own. I learned how to buy vehicles on my own. I learned how to repair some vehicles on my own. I've learned how to repair appliances. This is all what God can do for you, what the Lord can do for you. And I have to say that because I'm a believer, y'all. So that's where all my advice is going to come from. It's not going to come from my head. It's going to come from where I actually got my help always comes from the Lord. Always. Like, I just acknowledge that about him because that's the way. That is just the way to everything for me. So I suggest if you're not in church or you have a higher power that you believe in, I say go in search of that. Go in search of positivity. Try your best to stay positive throughout this divorce process because it's going to take you through some ups and downs and turns and all kinds of flips and everything. It's going to take you through that. But try to remain positive and peaceful, not just for yourself, but for them 3 babies you got. For those 3 babies, because they need to know that through it all, mama was strong. And mama was able to do. Now, if mama got to go off later on like I did and cry her eyes out, do that. But let them see you in a positive light. Because there were times, y'all, that man would tell me when we were trying to get back together, that man would tell me he was coming in town. And then when he told me he wasn't going to be able to make it, oh, honey, the whole world collapsed. I didn't want to do nothing. I didn't want to, there was times where I would even yell at my children. And one of my friends was like, don't take that out on them babies. So I have to say too, I surrounded myself with some positive people. Or I put it to you like this. I paid attention to the positive feedback. That's what I did. So I pray that you get through this process with your head held high. I pray that because of this journey that you're going to have to go on, that you come out on the other side bigger, braver, bolder than you ever have been. Because it is a journey that you're going to have to go through. Unfortunately, some of us have to go through that. But I don't think the Lord presents anything to us that he's not going to bring us through. And he's going to bring you out on the other side much stronger. So that's how I kept my wits in. There was times where I just wanted to get this man's attention. I said this simple prayer to the Lord because it was hard for me. Because when I'm in a relationship, I'm in. And I was in that marriage, honey. Trust me and believe me, I was in that marriage. So what I prayed to the Lord was simple. I said, Lord, take him out of my heart. Because I felt like if he was out of my heart, it wouldn't be so hard getting through my day. And as far as I was concerned, I was the priority. If I didn't get through the day, who was going to take care of my babies? Now, once I moved here, yeah, I had family, but come on. On a day-to-day, you need to be there for your children so they won't think things are falling apart. I mean, it's already probably going to end up where mom and daddy ain't going to be in the same house. So you need to get them used to you being mama and taking care of them and doing what you need to do. And like I said, if you want to go in the closet and just cry and scream your eyes out, you do what you need to do to get through that day. You'll feel better. Y'all know how us girls are. After we have a really, really good cry, then we start feeling better. So I pray that all of this, that you're going through this journey, that you'll come out better on the other side. I know you will, because look at me. I did. And I'm going to tell you, I was in a place where I'm like, ooh, girl, there was times I didn't want to get up out of bed. Do you hear me? And there was times like it was Thanksgiving and Christmas. Oh, Thanksgiving and Christmas to me was like the worst, because I like the family stuff. And putting the ornaments on the tree, I ain't like all of that, because I was like, ooh, I was so sad. But look at me today. I made it on the other side. And yes, I was able to laugh about a lot of stuff. And you will be able to also. I know you're probably like, oh, but you just don't understand. Baby, I understand. I was there. I was there right where you are today. But look at me now. I remember asking a person, how long is it going to take? I was like, how long is this going to take? And they were honest with me. They said, I wish I could tell you 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. It's going to take some years. You won't feel in year 3 like you did in year 1. You won't feel like that. You know, you're gonna evolve with it. But there's going to be times you're going to drive around town. You're going to be like, oh, that's his favorite restaurant. Or you're going to see a commercial and be like, oh, he would have laughed at that. But it ain't, after a while, you're going to be like, it don't bring tears to my eyes. or one day it's going to happen. You're going to be driving, going to work, or if you work outside the home, or wherever you're going, you running your errands or whatever, and you're going to say, all of a sudden it's going to come across your mind like, I didn't even think about him today. It happens. It happens. Because I can remember going to work every day. He was on my mind. What can I do? What can I say? What can I do? What can I say to get him back? What can I do? What can I say? Even though I didn't commit the adultery, it was like, what can I do? What can I say? And then one day it was like, ooh, I didn't think about him today. Pat yourself on the back for every little milestone. But get up and declare every day, you will have a positive day, and say to yourself, Lord, it may have took Darkberry a long time to get over her man, but I declare it ain't going to take me that long. I'm going to get through this. With your help, Lord, I'm going to get through this. And you know what you do after that? You live, you go on with your journey, and keep in mind that you're going to be all right. Okay? I hope I'm able to help you. If you found that this was helpful to you, send me an email and let me know. And if there's more that I can help you with throughout this journey, I will do that. Don't think that we can stop at one letter, because it's a journey. It's a process, honey. It is a process. And that's for anybody else that's watching the video. If you need help on anything or anything along these lines, bring it on. Bring it on, because I want to help. I want to help you and let you know what you can do. And some practical things that you can do, go get some self-help books. I did. Get some self-help books. Go to counseling so you can just talk it out. If you have a good girlfriend that you can actually go and have a glass of wine with or whatever. I don't know if you drink, but, you know, a glass of tea and just talk. Get it out. If you want to journal, maybe you want to journal. That would help too. Just get all your feelings out. But whatever you need to do to get that off of your chest, or, you know, you're having a bad day, or even if you're having a great day, journal it. Journal it. And that way, you'll see how far you've come. Okay? So I just want to say I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. And know that the Lord loves you too. And you're going to get through whatever problem that you have. And again, if you need my help or advice on anything else, you can reach out to me. Just like this subscriber did, she reached out to me on my email, which is darkberry32@gmail.com. You can also personal message me on YouTube right here on this channel. Or you can also do a personal message to me on Facebook, and it's facebook.com/darkberry032. I hope this has helped all of you. Thank you for listening, and I just hope that it helps. I just want to be able to help people. That's just my passion. I want to be able to help. I hope it did. Don't stop at this one letter. If you need more help in the future, if you need more, like, okay, you said this, but how did you go about doing it? Ask me, and I will be there for you. Okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this today. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.